Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode with Razor Sharp on GTA 5, managing to go for a big old accident. Now this is easy enough. Use a car, launch your vehicle off of a bridge at this point. However, the unfortunate thing is said truck has managed to wedge itself under a slip road in such a way that it is impossible to right the vehicle. Now admittedly you could get out and boopy gun the truck and you would be able to get it free now thanks to that being an option in GTA, but still managing to get your vehicle wedged on its side. Good going. Good going indeed. Up next, we have got a Crossbowman, also on GTA 5. Now, they are trying to do a delivery mission against some of the most effective AI I think I've ever seen doing this. So you occasionally get chased and whatnot in this, and it's a double takeout from said chasers, and they manage to machine gun the driver of the car. It wasn't helped by the fact that their friend or whatever was following, but still, it was a brutally efficient takeout from the AIs. Yeah, by far and away one of the most effective I've ever seen those kind of pursuit drivers ever be. Steel guns up next on Cyberpunk. Now they are minding their own business, driving around when they run into a like gang roadblock or whatever it is. They start getting shot at, so they back it up and go and kind of hide the car behind a hill. No, that's not a bad idea. You've kind of got some safety. You can use the hill to your advantage. You can kind of sneak up, shoot at some people, and then run back when you get shot at. You've kind of got some cover. It's not the best thing in the world, but, you know, it's a sensible enough strategy and everything, and all is going fairly normally. Now, they're minding their own business in the firefight when they managed to get run over by a traffic car. Okay, these things happen. Freaked out AI, lots of shooting explosions. Sure, understandable. Car does a J-turn and runs off. And then everyone's vanished. Just the gang members have decided they've had enough and have just left. I mean, it has ended the fight. Just you don't normally have the fight end because you got run over by a traffic car. I guess you do if you die, but still. Sky is up next on Need for Speed Unbound, and they're being chased by the police in this one. You know, a fairly normal car chase at this point. They go through a petrol station to repair their vehicle. Don't quite get back on the road properly. Launch their car off of a rock. However, amazingly, very good escape strategy. Funnily enough, the police were not expecting the car to suddenly jump a good few hundred metres onto a different road, and that caused them some issues keeping up. Lindsay Monroe's up next on Need for Speed Unbound, managed to make a Regera go for many spins and then many flights, and then into a building, and then had a big accident. Yeah, the Koenigsegg did not want to stay on the ground whatsoever for any of that. Trailblazer is up next on Teardown. Now this is a game more about destruction and sort of buildings destruction rather than cars. However, you can drive and you can go racing. It turns out you can also fall over. Yes, they will indeed roll around here, and I mean chunks of car will fall off as well going for a roll. Okay, you know, it is apparent these vehicles can grip roll, but surely we couldn't have more shenanigans going on. Well, one of the AIs has gone for a very violent roll. It's not just the player car in this one that can fall over. Oh no. Oh no, the AI can also have some problems. I mean, yes, this is another one has gone up ahead and the player's gone over as well. Actually managed to like a backflip over a car. Yes, this is a game not exactly specifically designed for racing and whatnot. It's cool that you can do all of this, but yeah, grip rolling is a very big problem, and that's with the supercar as well. Cooper Towers is up next on Farming Sim, driving around with a truck when they managed to confuse physics. It wasn't exactly the best of turnings into this junction to begin with, but the quick change of direction was enough to completely and utterly freak out the truck and to just sort of twang it around. Could have been worse though, considering what normally happens with farming sim stuff. So, you know, little victories and all that. We're on to Beam up next, and it is an off-road vehicle getting beaten by a fence. Yes, big off-road kind of buggy thing. I don't quite know what it is. However, manages to clonk a fence, spin around, land on said fence, and then get beached. And I mean perfectly beached. That cannot go anywhere off of here. It is just stuck, balancing on what is a very thin fence, I should also point out. Railman is up next on Beam. Now, they are being chased by the police, and the police are being efficient today. Yes, because as we go over this crest, oh, that's a nasty one. Yeah, don't see the police car turning up. The D-Series was going to get a little bit of airtime over that jump, and amazingly the Grand Marshal survived that, despite the fact the D-Series basically landed on the roof of it. yeah, turns out a police car just hidden over a crest can land in big trouble. Cobra is up next on Beam as well, going for a top speed run. Now, we've seen these before, but they are always incredibly spectacular. When things go wrong at 200 plus miles an hour on Beam, they go wrong spectacularly. In fact, this one here this car's trying to get up towards a 260 mile an hour mark when a tyre fails. You do not want a tyre failure at this sort of speed, but there's a little bump. You can see the road is not perfectly flat and smooth and level, it's a road. It's going very, very quickly, but a bump causes the tyre to go, lost control of the car, and there's a power line or a post to remove all bits of bolide. Amazingly, the cockpit is actually in ish shape, and I mean ish shape, but yeah. Oh, always nasty crashes at those sort of speeds. We're on to Grid Legends next with an AI car that's just decided it wants to do a backflip. All on its own. I know. I remember seeing the video of the 911 GT1 car that did a backflip. I think it was a Road Atlanta. But this one is not going that far. It's just clipped something in the terrain, I guess. And that is off towards the wall. It's a good backflip and a good landing. I mean, we see there are scripted crashes in Grid for vehicles. They don't normally do a backflip, though. So I don't know whether it's a bit of car clipping into the floor, into the curb, whatever it was. Had a bad day. And finally, we have a Mellow on the original Grid. Now, they are racing a Supra around a street circuit. And we all know that street circuits can be challenging. When things go wrong here, they tend to go wrong pretty damn spectacularly. Because, well, there are walls either side, and if you crash into them, you tend to get bounced back into traffic. This time, though, it's not the player that is causing problems, though. A couple of good passes, move the car into third. AI car smacks the wall, comes across into the Supra, that spins around, and then everything piles in. Yep, the track is blocked. Pretty much the entire field is taken out from one AI car having a little bit of a moment. I mean, that's realistic for street circuits. We've all seen Macau. What can happen? But yeah, unfortunate for the player not able to sneak past on that one. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.